When you can't get your pictures right, just take a video. And then just be still though. You gonna snap a good one, watch. Hey, the sun is baking, baby. I'm talking about baking, cooking, broiling. There you go. You have a great day. I need to get 2 packs. I might as well get 2 packs. And then I need to go to the store. Oh my gosh. Okay. You know what? I'm ready to go home. Little bit. I hear that air sound now. Once you hear that air sound, you good to go. The thing gets stuck in here. Try to fill up.
Who need to fight other people without question. Say in the military, bombs are dropping, guns are going off, and you run into fire. You know, naturally you wouldn't run towards bombs. What would make you do that? What would change your brain? Well, you know, you're protecting your country. And you were told this, and you believe that you're protecting your country, but you didn't ask any deeper questions. You're just doing what they told you to do, to be a strong person, or to be righteous, or to be whatever. There's a lot of things that we ended up doing that we should not be doing, but we didn't question it because authority figures, you know, they got us pumped up to do these things. To go kill somebody else and to have no feeling towards life and just destroy and burn houses and families and drop bombs, and even from drones just drop bombs on whole neighborhoods and hospitals. What would make you do this? And what would make the average person just go along with it and just see it on TV and then be desensitized over time? Well, you know, they always fighting. There is a natural connection between us all. And we do feel it, but we cover it up because a lot of our emotions have been interrupted. The things that we should be attracted to, sometimes we're not attracted to anymore because we've been programmed. Our subconscious is a part of this too. Your subconscious mind can act like a saboteur and cause you not to find your best self, not to be your best self. It'll stop you. It'll get you into to relationships that you shouldn't even be in. It'll have you mating and having a job that you got. Some people have more talent than the CEO of the corporation. But they work down in the mailroom where they just do this work because something in them has them not tapping into their true strength. Not everybody, I'm not saying everybody, I'm just saying a lot of us know that there is something for us. We have another potential, but something's blocking it, like a bad luck. And if something goes bad, man, something always goes bad. What did the man tell me? He said, man, if it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have none at all. I mean, what is that? The language of disempowerment is huge. People speak in a language that blocks them. They talk, here's another symptom of toxoplasma. You ready? 90% of your conversation is about the problems. Very seldom have solutions. Think about that. How many people just talk about how bad it is and who's controlling things and who's the enemy? And that's their language most of the time. And if you start talking to them, oh, you all optimistic, man. You know, you got that whole optimism thing, man. They see the world as half empty. And that's because these beings, these things that are sucking off your natural vitality and your vibrancy are controlling you and keeping you down. But I found out that there was a whole solution that I have been creating to help your body begin to change its biology, not by killing the parasites. That's what we think. We got to kill the parasites. Bro, these beings, you kill some, you kill 20, and you made 20,000. You can cut a worm up in 5 parts, and now you got 5 worms. I killed them all. I took these herbs that were, I'm telling you, you can't do it with just herbs. These are biological entities, from a whole nother space. Some of them are operating out of time. They're on different timelines. They're connected to all of you, the old you, the new you, the young you. So you have to trick them. There's a way to get in to actually change the frequency of the body without them knowing. The best time to do this is when the sun crosses the equator And when the sun goes to the highest point and stops, called the solstice, and it goes to the lowest point in the sky and stops, the winter solstice. So you got the winter solstice and the summer solstice. This is happening right now, y'all. That's why I'm talking about this right now, because right now they're changing the guards. Because the old parasites, the parasites from the spring, are going to bed. There's another group waking up. So I'm talking about the biological entities in your body. They're connected to these other entities. And toxoplasma and all of them all work together. Meanwhile, your friendly bacteria, your gut microbiome, is trying to balance your system 24/7. But a lot of you don't have enough iron. Where are you getting your iron from? You got to have a lot of iron.
140. All right. baby. I'll be trying to do it perfect. Look, you hear me? I gotta pull up 3-4 times. Then I gotta pull up 3-4 times. Okay? That's all. Okay? That's all. Sound. That's the second time a beast did flow over me. There goes some more. Hey. 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 Let's shake it back. I was gonna say something smart, but let me stop being like that. Fly, you up out of here? I told this fly you gotta get up out of here now. Whew. It's 93 degrees in Ohio. I seen this dude with a hoodie on yesterday. I said, I know you hot as hell. He's talking about, I just came from where it was cold. I said, where was that? He said, Ohio. I said, you crazy as hell. Ain't no way Ohio was cold. No, we're in Ohio. Yeah. Okay, Dr. B, what you talking about?
The core is deep. The core is where all your stuff is at. And even though you feel that you've done your mantras and all this stuff, you still may not have access to the core. I was trained in how to access the core of the subconscious. There's techniques out there. And I just happened to be at the right place at the right time and mentioned Dr. Bruce Lipton and mentioned that I was a teacher at UCLA at the time, and I was let into this class where they broke it all the way down. How they control everything by controlling the subconscious. I got a certificate in this technique that changes everything. Because see, one thing that you need to know, you have to know that something is going on underneath and be ready and willing to let it go. And be ready to invest in this, because this is going to change everything. Because I can guarantee there's a governor on every one of your activities. There's a suppressor or a compressor on every one of our activities. Even Dr. B. None of us are doing what we could be doing, what we should be doing. So we got to break that spell. So there's a process that we can do in groups, because, for many years I saw people, individual clients, and I did the subconscious alignment technique. But there is something that we can do in a group. It's called the core access exercise or experience. I'm sorry, core access exercise. Oh, I'm sorry, I keep saying it wrong. The core access experience. When we take a group of people, and this group of people, we connect them through this guided meditation. It's a very specific type of guided meditation. It's got to be kinesthetic, auditory, and
Hey, there the geese go again. All right. So once you hook up, I've been told y'all, your first step is to crawl up under here. Make sure that thing is locked. If that thing ain't locked, you ain't doing what you're supposed to be doing. You is not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Ain't nobody getting no money. You're gonna mess your shit up. So, yep. Now this is the most physical part of my job all day. Right to extended. That was enough. You hear me? That was enough. See, that's why I had to stop and put these little orange things on my doors. Somebody cut it. But some of these trailers are old and broke up, so you definitely want to keep these on there. That trailer ain't empty. See, you see them straps right there? If I were to go to a third-party site, they'd tell me I gotta take that shit out. That's why I got some of them in my truck right now, because that's not empty. But I I ain't about to worry about it right now. You know, it just is what it is. Pop that up. Oh, look at the top. It is not in there all the way. There we go. Okay. We could go now. Let's look under her one more time. Better safe than sorry. Better safe than sorry. But sometimes I'll be moving fast and I'm like, well, I usually don't forget because that's the first thing I do, but still, I will go double, triple check. Even though I do a tug test.
That is the repetition of pleasure and pain. The repetition of pleasure and pain is what programs and causes your subconscious to lock in. But also, each activity's got to be kinesthetic. That means your body, because the subconscious is the body mind. Kinesthetic, auditory, and visual. That means we can't just picture the thing that we desire to be or like to create. You have to feel it as if it's already happened. Then you got to figure out the frequency and the sound and the tone which comes with music. This is why I created these instruments, these medicine drums. They're not like the singing bowls. They're not like any other instruments there are. There are some ancient instruments that is based on. But we use this instrument to tonify your body because, as I said earlier, we are instruments. We're an orchestra. This frequency, these sounds begin to tune us up. We're close with this whole thing about 432, 528. That's only a few of the frequencies. What about 417? I could go on and on about all these different frequencies that actually our body is resonating and putting out, but they're distorted. Our energy is distorted. When we meet people, we already have a perception of who they are by how tall they are, how big they are, what they're wearing, how they're acting. So we can't really meet the person because we've already prejudged them. Oh, that's such and such, you know. Oh man, blah 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 blah. And people start telling you who they are. We don't really know each other. None of us. Because everybody is like an actor and a character in a movie. You act a certain way with certain people, certain times in certain places. So when we do this connective this group of consciousness exercise, we use this instrument to take you into the theta state instantly. You don't have to learn how to meditate and all the breathing and all that. It goes right past that, right to the core. This process that's done, it's done within an hour, walks us down into the core of our subconscious, and it hits the back door of every file in the filing system of the subconscious. Because you can't go down there into your 5-year-old self. You know, there's like a closet, a room, right? And that room is where that memory or that experience is hidden. Every experience, it creates a filing system. Every experience has its own room. And the energy of that moment, whatever happened with colors, with smells, with sounds, everything is stored in there and it's locked. And right, then you, to protect yourself from ever having to go in that room again, right? You create a guardian. That guardian is like a bodyguard. If anything pops up, no matter what age you are, that smells and looks and tastes and feels like the energy of that event that was disagreeable, the guard locks up. And it begins to have you act out a certain way. You go into to fight mode. You want to protect yourself, fight, flight, or freeze. You are being triggered by something that's subconscious. So subconscious, it's not conscious. You didn't know why you're acting this way, why you keep failing, and why you keep, doing what you're doing to stop yourself from being at your peak performance. So the question was, Brother Mitch,
vampire blood is the same color as a human's. Just ask Quinn.
He said some deep shit. I'm not even about to front to you. Dr. B is on another level with this shit. And then, when you listen and use your discernment, what makes sense, what sound right to you, New information is good information. Trying to understand why we like this, he just broke it the fuck down.
And the Guardian says, who are you?
He broke it down beautifully.
You say, I'm you. Beautifully. You're not the same person. You don't sound the same. You don't look the same. You don't smell the same. Your biology is different because every 7 years, your entire body is brand new. Every cell is being renewed. You're getting a new lungs and new guts like every month. Your tissue is changing all the time. You're not the same person. You might have some of the same memories and the same ideas. So you're not the same person that can get in that file. So you can go do all kind of processes, but how are you going to get in that file? Guess what? Every hard drive, every data bank has a back door. When we learned this back door, it changed everything. How to get in those files and clean them out. Because there's a certain amount of boxes or luggage down in your subconscious. Like you hear me say a lot of times, travel light. Because most of that luggage you carry, most of those memories are not even yours. They were given to you, passed down, hand-me-downs from the family. You don't even know they're down in the hull of the boat. Because your body's a system, it's like a ship. So how are you going to remove some stuff from your subconscious that you don't even know what it is? With this process, this core access exercise, we can go in and we can remove, not all of it compared to somebody else's. That's how you sell your thing, by saying theirs is bad. This is how you win in politics. By bringing up all the stuff about a person's past. And you can't listen to him, man. He talking about he's a conscious leader, but he used to be a gangster. He used to be. What did you used to be? Everybody used to be something. But we want to hold that over people's heads. And we want to use that as fire to burn them, to hold their feet to the fire. And we want to cast the first stone as if we have done no harm. All of us are guilty. Being part of a system that is controlling us. But how do you stop it? You stop using the word me so much. Me. Just listen to the sound. Me. Just do that. It vibrates. Now you do we. That W does not have that energy. It doesn't have the frequency of. So we're toning at that point. We are musical instruments. We are part of an orchestra, but for the most part, we're out of tune. So you're an instrument in the orchestra, and you're always singing off note. You can't remember the lyrics. You ain't tuned up. You want to be the loudest one in the room, the loudest one, the first one to get there. You want to eat more and have more and show more and be more than everybody else. That is not natural. It is not natural for us to be so distant from each other. So the way we begin to break and dispel this connection is to start coming together. They use the subconscious. The subconscious mind is where all your stuff is buried. All the stuff. Look, your conscious mind is aware and can process 7 individual bits of information a second. 7. So that's your senses, what you want, what you desire, who you think you are today. 7 individual pieces of information a second is what your conscious mind can process. The calculation is that the subconscious can process up to, or at least, not up to, at least 13 million computations a second. It knows everything. It remembers everything. And it's like a librarian, so it doesn't judge the information. It just files it. And it files it in these cabinets, and it's in you. That book is in the library of your life. And the subconscious is called the body mind. It lives in your body. It lives in your biology. The issue is in your tissue. You think it's in your head. So a lot of times, we want to fix our subconscious with our conscious mind. This way it's really hard to do. Because the conscious and the subconscious don't even speak the same language. The subconscious don't talk. It doesn't know what your words mean. It listens to your frequency, to your tone. It's picking up information from how you act and how you move, because your thoughts become your words become your actions harden into character. How you act. You see, something may have gone and you've gone awry in your life. You may have had some drama, and it was a mood. You was in a bad mood. Did you know if you have a mood for 28 days, that mood becomes a temperament? If you now keep a temperament, or have a temperament, or allow a temperament for 3 months, it becomes hardened into character. That's who you are. You're temperamental. You're triggered. How many of you out there are triggered? You watch the news and they say something, you get triggered. Like you can believe the news. Is it the news has ever told you anything totally factual? When has the news ever told you the truth? And why is the news all about the disagreeable? And they got to show you how bad it is. The newscaster told me, he says, well, the news story that bleeds is the one that leads. Why is it like that? Where's the good news? Because all this energy creates this essence, this miasma. It creates this thing that these beings eat this particular essence. So when we go opposite, and we start having more love, more connection, being more kind, all of a sudden you begin to break the spell. But we also need some help, because you've got to break the spell these parasites got on us. And everybody's got them. I don't care. Boy, I don't have no parasites, Dr. B. Just by you saying that means that you do. Who's talking for you? Who are you? A lot of us don't even know who we are, because actually your cellular structure has more beings that are not you than you. There's more biological entities, bacteria, and all these different things that make you up. You're not alone. You're a universe. We're a universe. And unless we become more focused and more clear about who we are,